That guy has a lot of bones. Alright, here we are. What could very well be the last day of bingo. Hopefully. So we have two goals that we're setting out for ourselves today. It might be a quick stream. First off, we need to get minions, and then we need to get pets. In no particular order, one way or the other. Cheese would also be nice. I'm going to do a quick scour around of the hubs for cheese. And if we've decimated the local rat population, womp womp. I think that anything that's past day 3 or so can spawn rats, but like a day 1 hub is not going to be helpful for us. That's what I'm realizing. See, this is day 3, so we might get some rats here. Maybe. No guarantees. In fact, I feel like maybe the best place to check for rats is that barn. I feel like that's one of the least harvested areas. And it's very possible that they're still just all gone. Day 1, not helpful. Day 2, let's try. No rats. Getting these private hub instances is really nice, but it's a shame that they don't actually have any duration to them. The result of which is suffering. So we'll go cheeseless. We'll go back to charcoal. Cheese has been very nice for my iron production. I will say that much, but it is not required for me to continue on here. I also have some carnival tickets I've picked up. The carnival's actually in town if you haven't done that on your main profiles. But I realize that the carnival spawns and drops torches on the ground. Okay, that doesn't seem intended. Very much not intended. Whoa there. So I see. That could be why we're having problems with rats, is the hubs might be trying to refresh to get the carnivals in? I don't know. Anyways, so these tasks, they're separate on a bingo profile. And you can get about 1,000. And if we take a look at the value of 1,000 points transferred, that's nothing to scoff at. That's like 5 million coins. So why not? Onwards, I say. Let's get ourselves a carnival bag at some point during this stream. Hello, Adu. Cheese indeed. Maybe if I go to one of these tiny hubs, I feel like people who don't have access to like the small hubs, they would have ransacked and pillaged all the rats in these main 24 selectable hubs no matter what. But maybe, because they'll be like higher day hubs than random private ones, but still no cheese. No! Yeah, the cheese just isn't in the cards. The hub 7 that I splashed in. Maybe. There were 0 people here. It's a day 9. I don't feel good about this. I feel like we're going to remain cheeseless for the rest of bingo. It's already bad enough when we're tasking people to get minion goals, like 3 of them this time. We're now also going to be getting tons of people killing them for rat pets. Just the smallest chance of getting one. I'm fine with stretching my minion goals out till the end of bingo. I don't need cheese that desperately. I will yield. You guys have beat me. What we do need to do is go to the lower bit of the end, and now with our magic find, one of the pets that we need to get, the only one that's not really a craftable, is Enderman. And at a 1 in about 1,000 chance, I believe, it should be a fairly easy thing to drop. And in the worst case, if we manage to drop enough armor to buy the owl pet, we can just buy that instead. Technically, there's a stopping point, unlike in previous bingo. Unlike one of those goals. I'm looking at you, glaciate armor, that could go on for hours without any sort of end in sight. I want to keep to the 9k level. Going anywhere above or below is not really worth. Because if we're checking the bestiary, Enderman, 01, so 05 is most common, but this right there, rare Enderman pet, that's going to be the most likely candidate to get. So as long as we can kill the Enderman, we might as well go for this. I've also been tending to the minions a little bit offline, and another thing I picked up is a tiger pet from a Ringo. That saves us a little bit of a headache getting pets today. It was just 128 chicken. I already have the minions running. I've set us up with pet tasks, which shouldn't require us to grind out either of the collection pets, the skeleton one or the chicken one. but both are very viable options if you wanted to make your bingo go a little bit quicker and do less manual labor compared to what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a bit of a silly where I'm prioritizing the on-stream content. Dropping pearlescent dye, I don't know if that would make me happy, or just like... I feel like I'd almost be frustrated if I'm dropping dyes before I'm dropping the pet that I want to get. It'd be pretty cool. Dropping it off of 3x Mayor. And there's the Enderman pet. We're already done. Good for us. Next up, we are halfway done with the pets. So I've got a list of pets that we need to do. If I go to the island, we're going to need to leverage these chickens while we do other things. Because we're going to need 6 enchanted eggs. And right now we only have enough for 2. Alright. Iron ingot is there. Bone collection is far lower down, but once I swap out iron for this, should go pretty quick. And then oak wood, I can always do that manually if need be towards the end of bingo, but I believe with these two getting close to being done already on the 3rd day alone, plus getting more minion slots, we will easily be able to get 100k oak collection without needing to go manual much further. So, we have rabbit, pig, and silverfish already in the chest. We can get Jerry just by talking to the island dude. So that leaves bat and endermite pet as 2 things that we're going to be grinding for. Endermite is a bit of a slog, but it goes by pretty quickly. You just need to get a lot of enchanted endstone, really. While I'm over here, though, let's pick up a bunch of tools. Because I plan on getting some more minions unlocked. I think I need a shovel as well. And we're just gonna put these in the backpack here for now. So we're also upgrading minions. I have a list that we'll need to tackle after doing the pet's goal. I think that it is valuable to be killing stuff in the end while I have God Splash on. I can't think of many other things that require magic find or skill XP boost at this point. I will not be getting enough catacombs requirement to get spirit pet, unfortunately. So you can see with looting I'm getting multiple drops on the nest endermites. That's pretty good. I also need to circle back to the island because I know that I have some enchanted end stone in a chest, and I should be keeping an accurate total in my inventory. I don't need to farm more of this than I need to. And we will fill up the hotbar so we can visually track our progress. That guy thought he could get it. I was there first. Through this, we're also getting a lot of might gel. So again, if we hit before Endermite Pet, if we get 2.2 million coins, we can stop and buy Owl Pet instead for one of the pets. We don't have to get the egg, and we could probably skip grinding for the Bat Pet. Although the Bat Pet isn't really that bad. This is kind of fun. I'm realizing an alternative as I'm sitting here talking. I could get T2 Arachne spawned, and I could leverage those coins that the Soul String will give me to get the Owl Pet. And then I skip the tedious grind of Endermite Pet entirely. Nah. The stream will end too quickly if I take the shortcut route. I'm gonna take the long way around. Consider this the scenic route. The scenic route of suffering indeed. But is that not just playing an MMO game like this in general? You've got to make your own journey and make it fun. It's gonna be long and tedious regardless of what task you're doing. Good luck trophy fishing. I do like this individual. They seem to be going for the gauntlet piece. And because of that, they're leaving behind a ton of those nest endermites. On the bright side, I can potentially pick myself up some Titanic experience bottles. First day of bingo, I managed to get a Titanic experience bottle right off. There we go! Titanic experience bottle, that's worth transferring. Professional money-making method. 1 million coins per hour. As broken as the endermites are for collection, the pet itself is also broken in how much it needs. It's listed very early on into the collection category, and it still requires you to get 8 stacks of endstone. Keep in mind, this wasn't something that was created when nest endermites were a thing, from my understanding. The endermite pet had this collection requirement back when you were mining endstone like this, or you had minions doing it for you. I don't know what the balancing issue is on that. At least now I'm able to get multiple enchanted endstone at a single swipe of the sword. I'm having a fantastic time. Ooh. I thought that was 2, but it's just 1 that's glowing from multiple different angles. Another funny thing is, I have to craft this endermite pet, and then the only time that it would really be useful to me is like getting the mythic upgrade. But by the time I have enough endstone to craft the pet, I've probably done as many nest mites as I'll ever need to do. It's kind of like a paradoxical cycle of sorts. I need the endermite pet to do the nest mites, but then the nest mites, I could get more of them if I had the endermite pet. Which again would be a fantastic upgrade if the nest endermites, like their mite gel, had some sort of use. And the mix-in for god pots is not a use. I don't know a single person who uses it. Most people don't even know that there's a mix-in you can make with mite gel. I'm even half doubting that I know the correct recipe. It might include something completely different. That's how unused it is. I may have underestimated the task that is endermite pet. I thought I'd be a quarter of the way done by now, and I'm a little bit behind. The sack recipe, the talisman, the mythic upgrade for the endermite pet, and I guess, to be fair, mite gel is a lot better than other things in this game, where they see like one specific use, and that's all they're used for. Cough cough, like radioactive vial, that kind of stuff. I sure do love my long-awaited Skyblock content. I can't wait to see what other items have one-time uses. Whoa, is that a glaciate shard? A power stone that drops so frequently from the mobs that you're going to get double chests full of them, but you only need 9? Can't wait for that price to zero out on the market. I had a viewership record yesterday. 8 live viewers? That was insane. I was holding conversations with the viewers in the chat. I felt like a real streamer for a moment. In a way, I'm thinking that's like what a streaming schedule could provide me. Like if I went live at a specific time each day, I would start accruing viewers, and maybe I'd start getting regular people in the chat. Like, right now I have Adu, and I'm notifying Adu directly. But what if I had like one of those streamer Discord servers where people are like, I'm going live, and then they ping the stream notification roll? Like, that would be cool. I'm just starting to think like a professional content creator, I guess. I'm far from it. Although I try to imitate some of the behaviors. One second. When my phone goes to low battery, it likes to shut off a lot more. I was encountering an issue where the phone was not allowing me to read chat consistently, and I switched to the mindless task of killing Enderman. Whoops, wrong mindless task. Back to work. Let me just refresh the stream. Oh, that's me. Do. After Endermite Pet and Mushroom Pet shortly after this, there shouldn't be anything else that I need. I should be done. I should be free. No more pets that I need to grind. Only minions. And my goal right now is 12 minion slots. Mushroom Pet is Bat Pet. I may have misspoken. It's Bat Pet is the one that you make with mushrooms. I got a little confused. This will probably be the bingo finale, though. At least for this month. Not the series finale, but we'll be down to just minion goals, and I believe that oak foraging is not something that I'll have to do as a manual foraging goal. I believe I can get it done through minions. Mushrooms for bat, yeah. See, the fun thing about that, I don't know why it's like this, but Mystery Bat Pet just requires a stack of brown mushrooms. The hardest thing about this pet is the collection. It's the exact opposite of Endermite Pet. If Endermite Pet tasks me with mining the thing and doing the content for over an hour, Mushroom is like, oh, you did the content for like 30 minutes straight? Here you go, you've already unlocked the pet. Bat Pet should be earlier in the collection tree. Endermite Pet should be the last thing in Endstone collection. Because an Endstone sword requires 2 stacks of Endstone. This stupid pet, 8 stacks. And somehow it's the T7 recipe. Travel scroll to the end, a stack and 16. Catalyst, I can kind of understand wanting to lock this behind a high collection, but I also find it hilarious that it is 8 raw Endstone. I'm losing my mind out here. Endermite Pet is far too early on in collection. Yeah, I was expecting to get 2 Endstone per Endermite. I was very naive with what the rates were gonna look like here. Because not only do I have to wait and wait and wait until I spawn Endermites, but then I might only spawn 2 of them. And of those 2, maybe I'll get like 1 double drop on Enchanted Endstone. That's crazy. And then it's back to the labor. And I have to drop 8 whole stacks. Not some small itsy bitsy number. The task was a lot easier in my head when I wrote the note, "Get Endermite Pet" this morning. Ooh. I'll also be getting tons of grant experience bottles to transfer over. That's nice. Hey, welcome back. Nice seeing you around again. Today's task is mining a ton of endstone. My favorite. I have to get 8 stacks of enchanted endstone for a endermite pet. And that is one of the last pets I will need to max out the pets goal. And then after that, there's only one more thing I need to do before finishing off this bingo card. Pets. Pets are pain, pets are suffering. I was just rambling on earlier about how does Mithril Golem... Oh no, I don't even want to start with Mithril Golem. The problem with Mithril Collection... I haven't even mined a single Mithril yet. But the problem with Mithril Collection is you start going like, oh, 25 Mithril, 50 Mithril to unlock the minion, 250, 1,000, 5k, and then the Golem pet jumps up straight to 250k Mithril Collection required. The last thing I need to do to finish bingo is get more minion slots. The only 4 goals I have left are minion tasks and then also pets. So once I get done with pets, I'm going to get 12 minion slots. Maybe try for some more cheese, but probably ultimately fail in finding lobbies that have cheese in them. And then I will call it a night. I say it like it's simple, but I've been here for the endstone already, so it's gonna be a long stream, just like all of the other ones. And yes, I do. 250k collection for some reason. It's very balanced. Well, I would like to have in the game this like gradual increase of difficulty where it makes sense to the player what they need to do and things are ordered in the collections in a way that makes sense. Like the Endstone Sword, I'm going back to this. For VOD watchers, I'm sorry. The Endstone Sword requires 2 stacks of enchanted endstone. The pet requires 8. Why? It does not make sense. Yeah, you just have to think about it for a little bit, to use the brain rather than the primal instinct of get pet, get item, get increase in game. Oh, hey, Adu! Speaking of which, what if you maxed your pets menu after getting the maxed accessory bag? That's a possible goal. And you can also get them all to level 100. Or 200 if it's a golden dragon. Or you could just share with your co-op. That works too. The Ender Pearl one? Wisp pet wasn't really that bad, I'm gonna be honest. The fishing pets were probably the worst, but modern day pet leveling is really silly. It's just take any pet of any skill and go to the glacial tunnels. And then do mining commissions in the glacial tunnels. And you get tons of mining experience, which is gonna... It's the best for fishing, it's the best for combat. The only pets you'd want to level are the alchemy and enchanting ones. That's pretty good. Yeah, I am missing mythic flying fish. And I think that's the only one I'm missing off the top of my head. I know there's mythic flying fish and Kudra. I'm also missing Kudra. But that requires me to do group content. And group content is downtime. Day one, I was already mining up these to get the Ends Gauntlet thing. Imagine if I was killing the nest mites during that time as well. The progress that I could have had already. Never doing Kudra again. I wish. I'm at the point where the benefits of doing a tier 5 Kudra party compared to a tier 4 Kudra party, they're not really that high. I'd rather just run more tier 4s. I find them to be more chill. The whole extra phase for one extra point and a little bit more profit, it doesn't really entice me. Maybe if I get a group of people who are wanting to do it, sure, but on my own, Fiery Kudra all the way. Wow, the Endstone Sword collection. It's a good thing I have nearly double the crafting item requirement for it by the time I unlock it. Oh no, I'm happy to do lower tier Kudras. Lower tier Kudra is fun. The problem with a lower tier Kudra is people like to leave after doing one run daily. Like they're doing the faction quest to get one completion of basic or one completion of hot tier. If I could find a group of people that wanted to run that consistently, I'd dump all of my mini-boss keys into those. I could do at least 30 runs per tier. It was more like a trade for trade, I would say. You helped me with bingo, and I made sure to return the favor and get you the Kudra carry that you were looking for. Whoa. A sneaky shiny block. Back in 2019, these were my money-making method. I made so much money off of these. And then a YouTuber made the method public. Shiny blocks used to be really good because they gave you coins directly. The exact opposite thing that you want in an economy game like this, spawning coins out of thin air for mining blocks. Then again, that's most money-making methods, what they boil down to. T5 is 40 mil per run in terms of the price to get carried, or the profit that you're expected to get from that, because 40 mil profit seems like a bit much. Even if you're like averaging out god rolls and all of that. I think for like end game content that you're getting carried in, the expectation is that multiple people will likely need to be carrying you. Therefore, you're paying not just for one carrier, but you're paying for multiple. So an M7 carry might have 2 or 3 people running to carry them, and then they would split the money between them for that time that they're spending on the carry. Yeah. Kudra makes good money, but a lot of the value of Kudra's items come from subjective market value of like, oh, this is a god roll armor piece. Yeah. Absolutely. And there will be a huge demand for it because people want to unlock the ability to use attributes. The good news is I'm almost 5 stacks in. I know that I have at least a stack on my island. I'm gonna go pick that up after I get done with this stack in my inventory right here. Yeah. I would probably end up doing some sort of carry service if I had people that I could run with like that. I think that there's a lot of pressure on whoever the carrier is when you're having to do runs that would be slower than usual. You gotta make sure that you don't mess up. Oh, it's a single person carrying and then the friend joins in for fun. So, me, when I'm asked to +1 with a lot of things. I just accidentally stumble into a lot of situations like, hey, we're doing this, do you want to join? And then I'm there. That's kind of the only way that I do group content these days, in any active capacity. I can't bring myself to use Party Finder, even at the highest levels, it doesn't feel good. If the lower levels suffers from people not knowing what they're doing, the higher levels, they suffer from people who feel like they know what they're doing and will either leave or try to like push you out of runs if they feel like things aren't going their way. Like, I got someone who was looking for sub 3 minute M6 runs. We hit a 301 and he bailed after we were consistently getting sub 3 runs, like 5 runs in a row. The moment that the party wasn't perfect, by like 3 seconds, he's out. He cannot take that. And then I saw him put a passive aggressive note, must have sub 3 minute personal best. Like all of the people he was just running with would not fit that criteria anyways. Yep. I think the problem is that it's profit driven and it's very competitive trying to get into a market where people are all trying to go as fast as possible and have the perfect run. If there was a way to get personally assessed for your dungeon ranking, and you didn't have to spend all that time gathering secrets and relying on your teammates, I think people just existing and orbiting around each other makes for some really good group content. But requiring people to do teamwork to the degree of what bomb defuse used to be on the floor 7 M7, there's a reason why everybody just broke through the wall and didn't do it legitimately. Like, there's no communication between people, and you're just kind of expected to do things. And people come into those experiences with different expectations for themselves and for the people that they're playing with, and that causes conflict. Unnecessarily so, and there's not a lot of tools to work around that on the server. You're kind of forced into it, or maybe you'll have like some close friends that you'll play with. Alright. So, not a huge amount of endstone, but it's a start. Congratulations! Is that your first wing? Yay! Road to Spirit Scepter, I guess. Or you can sell it for a ton of profit. I only need 2 more stacks of endstone. Then I'm free. Yeah, fair enough. I think getting any drop like that is lucky. They're decently rare for a reason. That's what makes them valuable. If you get them at any point, it's like nice to have them. There's some things that are kind of unlucky, but that's, I would say, more for a lack of balancing than any other reason. Dark Claymore is a great example of what I'm talking about. In M7, they drop so frequently that the supply of them has outpaced the demand of people who could actually use the weapon. So it's not really much profit to pick one up when you get one from a chest. And then when Paul gets elected mayor and makes dungeon chests cheaper, what happens is anything that's the market value of a chest now becomes below the market value of a chest. It is a lucky M4, I'll give you that. Dropping wings is always profit. almost down to only one stack. Yeah. If you just keep doing Catacombs 5, you'll eventually get the requirement. I'll leave that guy to it. It's not sad. Everybody has to be somewhere in the progression totem pole. You're not any less of a player for not being able to do something that other people can do. Yeah. Especially like modern day Party Finder, I hear really bad things about it, I do. I'm not really sure how modern Party Finder works with maintaining those connections, but if I find someone good in Party Finder, I'll usually send them a friend request. And then I can ask that person when I see them online. I'll invite them like, hey, do you want to run dungeons? Do you want to do these pieces of content? And then you can skip the Party Finder entirely if you've got a network of friends that you meet through Party Finder. Trying to drag people into the Skyblock game kicking and screaming it's hard enough already. It's a very polarizing game. A lot of people don't really enjoy it. Some people really like it though. Your best bet is finding people who are already in the game and already like it, to the point where they've stuck around. Most of the people outside of Skyblock that I've tried to make into Skyblock people, they don't really like it that much. Yeah, who knows? Maybe in the future you can get adopted into things. I feel like people are hitting their class average 50 though, and once you max out dungeons, there's not really much of a need to come back unless you really enjoy the game. And those kinds of people who are maxed out, it's really hard to convince them to do lower level floors. There are some exceptions. I'm friends with a few people who are high kata, but they'll run like M5s to help a friend out. That is also true, Adele. Skyblock has a retention problem as well. Especially towards the later end of the game, where I feel like a lot of the pieces of content, they don't feel respectful of the player's time. Garden, especially. And then the changes that they just make on a whim to Garden, that's like, by the way, guys, we reduced the milestones. After some people had already grinded to max milestone in some things. I feel bad. Because there's plenty of people who will play this game. They'll grind for hundreds upon hundreds of hours doing some piece of content. And then something will come along and it will trivialize a lot of that content, a lot of experience that you put into it. Welcome, person whose name is just a bunch of laughter. I'm starting to think that putting Hypixel Skyblock in the title really helps with getting new audience members to join the stream. I think I found the secret sauce. Just putting bingo makes a lot of people very confused on what I'm doing. But if I add the magic words, I start getting a lot of new faces showing up. Welcome to the stream. I'll make sure to do that from now on. I think my current title scheme works really well. It fits on the mobile bar for me perfectly. Doesn't overlap into like a second line. And September is the longest month, so it'll probably get even more readable as time goes on. I asked this yesterday, but I'm wondering if people would be interested in just watching later game content progression. I don't think I'll make people suffer through watching a stream that is the garden. In order to make a garden stream interesting, you have to have something up on the side. And I'm not quite at the point of resorting to foot farming. But maybe doing stuff like, oh, I want to do the carnival today, and I'll just pop in for like an hour-long stream of that. I think that's an option. I think a lot of what people pop into streams for is they want to, I guess, hang out and chill, and that's what the audience that I'm kind of cultivating through this. And there's some people that really want to watch, like, in the later game, they want to admire somebody's profile and be like, wow, this guy's spending billions of coins on an armor set. Yeah. I think as long as I'm engaging and interacting with chat like I am right now, whatever content I do, even garden content, could be enjoyable for some people. But there are other people who, they will watch the stream for the sake of the content and for the conversations that I would be having. And then they also need that visual stimulus of like, what's going on the screen? Oh, they're hopping around and killing endermites. Very cool. If I'm mining crops for 3 hours at a time, I don't know. I will consider trying it out at some point in the future. If I break viewership records garden streaming, I'll title it Hypixel Skyblock Breaking Grass, Touching Grass Stream. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. I think this is the surefire way to grow a channel. Live stream content, engage with chat, and occasionally maybe upload some edited video of some kind in the future. I'm making a lot of coins. Alright, 4 more enchanted and stone, and then I'm out of here. For now. Let's go! There's a live section where you'll be able to view past broadcasts, and then I only have 3 videos on the channel right now, and they all are very short form in nature. If I'm going to release like a long edited video, I will probably do that. What would I do that on? I could do a bingo highlights, but that's what everyone watches the VODs for anyways. I'll figure out some kind of content. But those are the two places you can find my content. The videos tab has some short form content, and live is where you can see all the past broadcasts. Trades. Stream highlights, yeah. I'd be happy to. I think there are some nice moments on stream. I also think I might have to go through a few bingos to get a whole video. Alright. Endermite pet, and of course it's uncommon. Common rabbit. Yippee. So we still do need about 2 more enchanted eggs. I could just pull them out of the minion after I get the next 1 more enchanted egg. That would be a way to go. I'm also realizing at this point I have so much money, I might as well push that last 700k that I need and get the owl pet. I'm definitely not transferring this armor over. What other things can be sold? Let's start with this. That gave me nothing. It's nothing like end armor. Okay. Gotcha. So we are just... we're hopping between arachnes and hoping to find lots of soul string from that. Got it. Yippee. I think that's a T1 and not even a T2 though. We're gonna get the hootie pat. We're gonna leave the lobby because they're not spawning arachnes fast enough. Cowhead. It's very important. Cowhead? Oh no. Okay, I just need to kill a few more calves than I already have. I can manage this. No. I'm getting kill-stealed. The Ice Walker flashbacks. No! There we go. Cowhead. Get me out of here. Yoink. the normal arachne again. The collections are appreciated, though. Where's the soul string? There we go. Leave me alone. $1.6. We're looking for a T2 spider. Can we manage it? I think that might have been a T2. Maybe. Crystal? Crystal, let's go. It is a little bit crowded, all things considered. And I don't think I'm top placing anytime soon. But it is at least just as good for Soul String as a T1 spider, even if I'm not getting high placement. How bad is that? Very bad. Bruh. Why do so many people want the funny spider? I know it's good money, but please. What? Position 10, I'm doing even worse. Oh, this is miserable. The cow pet is gonna be the mushroom cow, I think, is the only cow pet I'm aware of. Position 9, even with a new record. Oh no. Only one soul string. The reason I was killing cows is for the head. Immunity to poison. Otherwise I'm going to be very dead. There's too many sweats in this lobby. This guy's teleporting up just to meet where the spider is. There are people abusing Flower of Truth and Shatter Fury. Position 6. Only one soul string, yeah. I don't think there's much of a point in me being here. I mean, I am getting some coins, some progression. But it's very slow. I don't know what to do. I'm having to compete against 10 people in better armor than me. 2 soulstry. I mean, it gives me some bits and pieces here and there, but... Nah. Fine. This is my bingo torment. I could have gone for Bat Pet, but instead I've chosen to grind the spider that everyone is going for. I feel like most of my coins come from accidentally getting a last hit on the broods there. $30 soul strength. Whoa, big money. Whoa. Jackpot. We're nearly there. I top placed. Yeah, no, not the spider pet. If I get the spider pet, that's cool. But I'm going for the owl. Position 8 again, womp womp. Okay, that's enough. Give me the owl. Thanks. Legendary pet. I did so much Skyblock XP for so little in terms of effort. And now I only need 2 more pets. Fun thing about that is I have 2 pets in here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I haven't crafted the Jerry pet. I didn't need to do any of those hard tasks. What am I doing? Oh no. I just went on the most pointless side quest ever. I could have just crafted the Jerry pet. I didn't need to worry about any of these other things. Thank you. Thank you. Will I ever get a rare pet? The world may never know. Pig pet. Yeah, I deserve that. I deserve that. Well, I didn't have to craft the Jerry pet, you know. It would take so much effort going into Jerry, clicking the Move Jerry egg 8 times. I'm so glad that I saved myself the effort of doing that, and instead spent... how long? About 30 minutes? Nope. About an hour grinding the Endermite pet, when I could have probably just gone for Bat and Jerry. This is why you don't write your to-do list in the morning when you wake up. You write it after you're able to put a little bit more brain power into starting your day. Otherwise you make really dumb mistakes like this. That's today's lesson. Oh. Alright, I would say that we're done with those. And we need only 21 more minions. Okay, and then warp, and unfortunately I can't use this enchanted obsidian. Unless I decide to grind a lot of obsidian, which I would rather not. So I'm instead going to use it for money. We're actually getting really close to having all of the minions that we need for 12 slots already. Arachne gave an unexpected amount of string and spider eyes, allowing me to craft some pretty high level minions. We want 2 stacks over this. Yippee! And it appears my potions have run out. Looking for a second stack over this. And there we go. A little bit 2 more minion slots. I can do zombie in the hub. Let's actually go down my list here. Got this. Got these. That is the sound of a rat. Where are you? Where's it at? I heard the squeak. What? Okay, well maybe there's some other rats in the lobby. Let's go try to find those. None there. I realize people having... Oh, where? Show yourself. People having a rat pet on could also possibly make those familiar squeaks. Starting to realize I have no clue how rats work. I thought there would be more. I thought they all spawned on the same hour. And instead I am ratless once again. Alright. Let's check the minions. What needs to be done? Mushrooms. Yippee! Okay, only 4 more remain. We can do Cane Minion. Oh. I thought that was going to yield more than just 1 craft. we go. 12 minion slots unlocked. Which may be the final leg of the bingo journey here. I really want to get an intimidation talisman. If I'm going to have to collect all of those skeleton minions, dump a bunch of those on my island, I am not getting targeted by monsters. Well, if we take a look at the bingo, the only things left to do are collections, and the only things that are left being those collections is iron from minions, bones from minions, and oak, which I could either do manually with a bee pet, as was suggested yesterday, or I could try to get that done through minions. And if I'm doing everything remaining through minions, I'm going to be honest, that's not a lot to do for stream content. It would just be popping in for 10 minutes, closing down the stream right afterwards. It doesn't really make for good content. I record it locally to my hard drive if I decide to make a bingo highlights, but likely the outcome is not interesting content. It's like, wow, I got the collection. As for the entire card itself, as soon as I crafted the last pet, that was the card being done. So I would say I've done great. I'm done with bingo. I just need to collect things over the next 4 days, and then I should have the card. I'm not someone who goes for community goal participation, but I have got pretty high up in taming experience. I've broken so many ores throughout the process of this. And all of these other goals are really terrible because I only participated the bare minimum. I'm going to go set up the minions on my island, and then I think I'll be closing out the stream. These chicken minions are gone. They don't need to be here anymore. Farewell, au revoir. Bones, I want to keep those in my inventory. These can exist here. Mining stuff can be put away. Utilities that I am done and never using again can go in here. I want to get 9 items that I transfer. Now go play on my main. You know what? I'm starting to think that I should do a stream on my main. That's what this is convincing me. I'm seeing a lot of people pop in, and it seems like the general interest hovers around, we want interaction, we want commentary, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. So, it's worth popping in for a stream every once in a while on my main. What I'm thinking is I'm not ready to commit to daily streams, and my scheduling is quite random. So, would a Discord where I notify upcoming streams be something you'd be interested in? That way, you'll know when I go live. It's a backup in case subscribe with notifications on doesn't really work. People do like number go big. My number is very big. Alright. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to set up a Discord. I'm going to have that linked in the description of my next stream, which will be tomorrow. And I'm going to aim for around this time. I'll be doing a stream on my main. Don't know about what yet, but I will be doing it. And you can hop in the Discord then, and I'll be notifying the Discord there of all future streams. I think that's a perfect way to go about this. And I know just the Discord server that I own to repurpose for this. Let's get the minions set up, though. I want to have lots of skeleton minions down. It does not matter how good the skeleton minions are. I will upgrade them as I go along. In addition to skeleton minions, I'm also going to need to build out a giant platform back here. My stream schedule will look something like be notified on Discord before I stream, get the notification on YouTube if you've got those notifications on when the stream starts, and then you can guarantee to see me back here at the beginning of each month doing a bingo stream. I'm going to commit to that no matter what happens. I do bingo each month. Buy a ton of grass. Go to my island. I don't know how big I would need to make a tree platform, but I'm expecting to potentially have iron and bones finish around the same time, and only need to have oak minions down. So I need to make sure that this platform is wide enough to support 12 oak minions. Ta-da! That's one half. Alright, one oak minion down, and then make sure that I have fueled all of these minions. So for things that fill up really quick, like an oak minion does not have a way to fill up, it's not worth putting cheese in them. It's actually a waste. Same thing with these bone minions. They end up filling up their inventories before you can actually leverage cheese, especially overnight. Like this one already has a ton of bones. So my goal here is going to be fuel these and all oak minions with enchanted charcoal, and then iron minions. They should all get cheese before I sleep. Let's upgrade some minions with bones. If I pop back into Hub, I should be able to buy a maximum supply of bones for the day. That'll also help with upgrading minions. And then a maximum supply of oak. Get a ton of wooden axes. And just start crafting T1 oak minions. Next up, buy out a bunch of wood of some random type and get some coal. Every day, if I'm refreshing the coal from the mine merchant and turning that into enchanted charcoal, that should help preserve the reserves that I have for enchanted charcoal. Finally, yep, they all have enchanted charcoal in them. So this will at least last me for 3 more days. I may need to mine coal manually. Won't do that on stream, not really worth it. I want to set this aside, and in the dedicated coal chest I can put my wood and my fuel. Upgrade our things with bones. Each of these should be T3. Perfect. 2 T5s, 3 T3s. And then we set up our iron minions. Finally ending off, we are about halfway through Iron Ingot Collector. We need a lot of bones, but we just started placing down a lot more skeleton minions. That should manage us for the rest of bingo. And then as we get done with one of the collections, we'll either dump into a lot more skeleton minions, finish that up, or we will make a bunch of tree minions and finish this up. If there's one thing that I have to do manually, I would like it to be oak wood foraging. Mining 100k iron ingot doesn't really sound fun, neither does killing gravel skeletons. As enjoyable as it was getting the minions early on, I can't see myself getting 50,000 collection from it. With that though, I think that wraps up the last tail end of the stream. think we will have a nice decompressing send-off after all that bingoing and grinding. I want to do the carnival. So the fun thing about bingo is you're able to transfer up to 10 items, and most things on a second profile would be considered profile boosting if you make them transfer over to your main profile. But if you wanted to, every single month you could set up a bunch of minions on a bingo profile and grind whatever collection you wanted and transfer it over. Through the actual Hypixel system that they have up for bingo transfer, that is allowed. Extending off of that, certain events happen. DS will get elected and we'll have the Stonks auction, and the carnival allows you to claim 25 tickets per profile every single day. And these carnival goals are unique to your profile. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to aim for getting 1,000 tickets so that I can purchase one of these masks. It looks like the parrot mask is valuable right now. And that's about a 6 million coin profit that I can make just by doing some fun little tasks. The way that you get all of the tokens, though, is going to be through maxing out all of these playtime things, or most of them. I'm going to do fruit digging 3 times, and I'm going to try to get as many of the goals as I can. So go through the introductory thing. He's going to tell me how it works. You should stretch when you're doing gaming for long periods of time. I try to make it so that I don't go more than 4 hours sitting down, but ideally you should go every hour. Well, that's very helpful. There's a cherry nearby. I'm glad that I found it. Well, there's likely not a mango nearby. Not anymore. There's a dragon fruit nearby. Pomegranate. Shoot. Is it up here? Yippee! Although I got it off a watermelon explosion, so it's not really that good. Now I need to try to find an apple. Alright, well, that at least gives me 3 of the goals. The last remaining goal that I need to be aiming for... Oh no. Yeah, that makes sense. I am now aiming for 3 apples. The only thing I care about is apples. So the technique that I'm going to use, the first apple is really low. So I want to have my shovel set to the lowest scoring fruit. And I'm just hunting down an apple. Okay, apple. Apple. And now I believe I need to go to highest scoring fruit. And there we go. 3 apples. I did the thing. Okay. And now I could do a total of 3 games of fruit digging but I think I'm going to stay away from that. Ooh, you're very close to Catacombs 19. Good luck. So with this one of the mods that I have actually prevents the timers from showing up. But by default, the name tags above the mobs will kind of give you an indication when they're about to despawn. And that can be really helpful. You can also use the F3 plus B command in order to show hitboxes, and that might help you align your shots up faster. My goal is to get diamond zombies now. And those only show up towards the end of the run. It's 2 diamond zombies. 3, 4. And 5. That should be all of the goals. I just hit kills. I should have easily gotten the points required. Do you have the coins stashed up for Giant Sword? Is that what you're wanting to get? For the fish game, you want to be fishing up all of the ones that are close. Oh. Wrong fishing rod. I got bamboozled. Fellthorn Reaper. Okay. Yeah, that's one of the new ones. I think that goes in progression a bit before Giant Sword. I don't have a good frame of reference. How much better is the Fellthorn compared to the Livid Dagger? Is it like an insane upgrade or just a little bit better? Alright, that should be all that I need. Parrot Mask. Alright, that's one of the items I can transfer back over to my main profile. And sadly, these tickets are soulbound to this place. I could try going for one of the other masks. I could keep grinding, but honestly, it's not worth the expended extra effort. I just thought it would be nice to pick up a parrot mask with the easy stuff I can get towards the beginner part of the bingo. As for other things that I would transfer out, maybe I could save some of the bones from the collection, some of the collection items I could transfer over. Let me get a frame of reference here. The Felthorn Reaper and compare that to the Livid. One thing you're gonna have to watch out for is Livid Dagger maxes out your crit chance right away. Felthorn doesn't give you that luxury. You're also going to be hitting a little bit slower. Your attack speed is going to be down. I think that the overall damage increase is nice, but you got to watch out for your crit damage. If you're holding the weapon and you're not getting 100% crit chance, then you might be doing a little bit less damage overall. So the way that you can fix that is make sure that you have a higher magical power, and there's certain reforges that you can get on armor and items and equipment that will make sure that you're hitting the mark where you need to. As for the stream, I think we've accomplished everything we need to on bingo. The only thing left is to knock out some of these straggler collections, and I'm fully confident that the minions and the minion setup on my island here is going to be able to do that, just passively picking it up over time. I just need to stick with it and make sure that all my minions keep getting fueled and keep getting collected, and there's no real good time to stream that progress. So I think that this is where the bingo series for the month ends. I plan on streaming around the same time I've been streaming tomorrow night on my main profile, and I'll spin up a Discord server and make sure the permissions are set up correctly so that people can start getting notified and have a community hub of sorts. Thank you all for joining. And good luck getting your upgraded weapon. I appreciate you for sticking around and chatting. It's been nice chatting with you again for the second day. I hope to see you again tomorrow.